just grown as a person since I started mental health court. I got a high-profile career. I was a college track coach in the NCAA. I was a high school teacher. I worked in professional sports as an administrator at arena football and professional motocross. So I've had high-profile careers, but my illness is what's always kicked me in the butt. I was diagnosed at 18. That mental illness comes, I call it the witching hour. It comes from 18 to 25. That's where you see most of your schizophrenics and bipolars come out at the woodwork. They're diagnosing earlier now. I don't know how they're doing that, but back in my time frame, 20 some odd years ago, it was 18 to 25. In 18, I came out full-blown manic, hospitalization, there for 14 days, and they're going, "You're bipolar," and I was in denial, going, "No, I'm not." But as time goes on, the illness gets worse. And then a lot of people with mental illness usually use substances to self-medicate themselves. I did. I self-medicated all the time. Not with illicit drugs. Alcohol is my hardest problem, was drinking it away, and it just got worse. If I had to choose between being manic or being severely suicidal, I'll choose suicidal any given day. Because the manic symptoms, I'll do something so off the wall. And in Washington State, I have a file that thick of me being in and out of jails because I'm doing oddball stuff. I've been institutionalized 11 times in hospitals. Got tired of being in jails. Just going, because something has to be different than me visiting the boys in blue and then wearing a. And with your mental health symptoms, they don't put the regular suit on you. They put the suicide smock on you because your mental health. And they think you're going to do something, and it's a heavy. I call it the green dress. Being hospitalized 11 times, being committed to the state 3 times, and they have full control of everything. I said, there has to be more than just me always being in hospitals or jails. There has to be something more than that. I needed help. And the legal system, just by itself, doesn't give you help. It's a punishing system, where a mental health court is not a punishing system. It's a caring and compassionate system. The treatment team is there for you. I can call Linda or text Linda going, there was a few times back in January, or that's earlier than that I was struggling mental health symptoms-wise. I was very suicidal, and I thought that was going to be it for me, and they got me through it. All of them have. You know, people say that probation officers are the hammer, but James, I don't feel like he's the hammer. I feel like he has my best interest at heart. I went to Salt Lake yesterday because I had to go for a doctor's appointment. He was telling me to go to Lagoon and play around for a little bit. What probation officer tells you to play around, you know? So a good one. So, but I don't feel like he's the enforcer. I feel like he's part of the treatment team too. And when I was struggling that time frame, he said, "You can call me. I'll be at your house," just like that. Just like Linda and them. He would have been right there too. You learn a lot about how to manage your mental health symptoms. Because a lot of people, the reason they're in mental health court is because they had some type of chemical dependency issue. I had chemical dependency issues with alcohol. So they help you learn about addiction and how to deal with addiction. So I volunteer at the Crisis Center at their food bank.
How was your experience with that?
Loved it. I think it's a great time. And meet people, and you figure out that there's people worse off than you. The MRT is the hardest. It teaches you how to get out of yourself and how to give back to others, and it teaches you to do that. And it's the most challenging out of all those courses. Yet there's 12 phases with that, and you have to pass one every 2 weeks. Sometimes you don't pass in 2 weeks, and you have to go back and do it over. I had to redo 3 steps all over again. Because there's steps that I keep on going back to.
Which steps do you have to keep returning to?
7 I have to go back to. So,
why 7?
Because it's goal setting, and when you haven't set goals for a number of years, you kind of lose the skill to set goals. In July, I have a year sober.
Really?
but I can't accredit just it's the treatment team. Then I take this craving medication that tricks the brain saying that you have alcohol in your system, but you don't. It blocks the synapses in the brain that says you do, but I don't. Who do I go to next? Am I going to fall through the cracks? That's what I worry about. But I'm going to be in phase 3 pretty soon. And this few months, not few months, but probably another 6 months, I'll be done.
Right.
So what do I do after that? That's the question everybody asks. If they say, I've gotten so far, I don't want to lose that momentum. Because my wife goes, this is the most stable I've ever seen you. This is great. Because I don't have to worry, because she's out of town a lot. I don't have to really worry about you anymore. Before I was out of town, I was like, what is he going to do?
In an ideal situation, where would you see yourself in a year?
Working a full-time job, being stable on medications, just being benefit to society the best I can. I get to phase up probably within the next month to 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Phase you up. Congratulations, you completed phase. You have now reached the halfway mark in the program, which is a great milestone.
My family suffers from cancer or mental illness, and it's genetically. My aunt was schizophrenic, and my grandfather was schizophrenic. I was bipolar, but there's a genetic line. But the stigma is so out there, the fear that we're going to do something so horrifying, like light up a mall with a gun or stuff like that. Just the fear alone. Even the people that suffer like I do are paranoid of the society and what they can do to us. I've been discriminated. As soon as they found out that I had a mental illness, I've been fired from jobs. And the stat is too is a mental illness person will hurt themselves before they hurt somebody else. The difference between them and myself is you're one illness away, one of being exactly like me. I hope this video goes to a lot of people to see that mental illness is real and there's nothing to fear. This population, we're not going to light up a mall, we're just trying to get by day. I made so much progress being in this court system than I ever have prior. Prior I was a total mess. Being in this, I've become a better person and I feel better.